Join us today as we tell a few stories, kind of discuss the return of the sun as it pertains to holiday celebrations, and get absolutely amazed that Pat is still alive. We recap Season 1 and begin to prepare Season 2 here on The.Conclave.Podcast. Welcome to The Conclave. Hey everybody, and welcome to the 26th and final episode of Season 1 of The Conclave Podcast. Thank you all so much for sticking with us this long. I know you're going to miss us something terrible. They're going to cry, Jess. They're going to cry. But it's a good thing this is not going to be a permanent going away. This is just going to be for a couple of months while we resort and get ready for you for next month or next season.
Yeah.
Where hopefully at that point in time, I'm going to, not be forgetting to introduce you as Jess and me as Pat.
Do they really need to know?
Well, you never know who's new is coming on here each and every time.
We can hope anyway.
They'll sit there and be like, yo, who's this gorgeous woman on my screen and the goofy looking bald dude? Why is Shrek here?
Do you say that because you're wearing green today?
I am wearing green today. Guys, you're going to forgive me a little bit. I took some NyQuil last night. As you can hear, I'm got a bit of a cold. I took some NyQuil, and I don't know if I can actually say a brand name on this kind of stuff.
He has a cold man hangover, and
Anyway.
I just had a regular hangover.
The season was holly and jolly.
We get 3 days off a year, like actual days off a year.
And that was one of them.
2 of them were the last 2 days.
That's true. What's the third?
Thanksgiving. And we didn't even take that off because we actually recorded on Thanksgiving this year.
No, then you lie, because we also take New Year's Day off. And technically Easter, if we can call that a day off, because we don't.
We already take the Sundays off. Like, we already don't open the shop on Sundays.
Yeah, but we're still working.
Yeah. And I'm usually driving on Easter because that's when I visit my
That's right.
kids.
That's when you take the kids
it's not
down
really
for
a day
spring break.
off.
Yeah, it's no one home. It's a day off for me.
Yeah.
So I do tend to end up working those days because I get bored and lonely.
2 more days and it's all...
Oh, everybody, I'm getting Jess the absolute best Christmas present.
Best Christmas present.
And it comes
ever.
into play the day this launches. In fact, it starts about a half hour after this episode launches on Sunday the 28th. And that is a week with no kids, no husband.
Solitude.
Now, she still has the shopping. She still has to work.
Yeah, but like I'm 100% hermit mode for the rest of it.
Hermit mode.
I'm going to be playing video games and sleeping.
You want to tell the good people what video games we're into?
Disney Dreamlight Valley, because I'm secretly 9.
2 and 9.
I was going to say 12, but I was like, no, actually, it's a bit younger. It's like Animal Crossing, but with Disney. And I need to finish some tasks, and not having everybody to feed and take care of will be nice.
Especially this big man baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Hey. A lot of self-deprecate. You can't. Come on now. That's just mean.
I feel like I'm contractually obligated to rip on you. Wasn't that in the marriage vow somewhere?
Yeah, and I'm to silently take it. I know.
Yeah.
I know. So, this being the last, we were going to... Originally, we had it planned where we were going to go through, and we were going to read you a story, too, from this wonderful book. Actually, I have the screen block, so I don't even know if this is shown properly. Yeah, okay. Which is entitled Celebrating the Return to the Light, 12 Tales from Around the World for the Winter Solstice. And this is by Carolyn McVicker Edwards. It's a cute kid's book.
And not even just a kid's book. It's different, like, solstice stories from around the world. So if you're interested in, and it's Native American, it's Indian, it's, let's see, we got Olametko Miwok from the North California coast, Thoria Orissa from India, Inuit, uh, Kudia Kondarisa again from India. We have Polynesian, Chinese, Norse, Tanzania, the Kalahari Desert, Uganda, Venezuela, and Italy. So it's everything from like the story of Boulder and La Befana to why a hummingbird has a red throat and the golden earring. So
And why crows are black and them stealing the sun.
yeah, the sun cow and the thief. Raven steals the light. So if you're interested in a lot of and she does a really good job in explaining how she got these stories and what the thematic, like what the region is known for, what the tribes are known for, etc.
And whether it's was specifically put together, written for kids or not, it is kind of put together in that format to be child friendly. I guess that's why I kind of said kids book. It seems like it would be a really good introduction for the younger generation into some of the solstice celebrations and reasonings why. Um, because at the end of the day, that's really what we're celebrating here. That's kind of what everybody when you look at the little bits of all the religions that have holidays this time of year.
It's all about
It's
the
all
return
about
of the sun,
and light. I'll alter it from
light of
sun
the
to
world.
light when because we're looking at Hanukkah and the lighting of the candles, right? But it
Yeah.
is all about light and warmth and protection and sunshine and happiness and good things coming back. I mean, even in the Christian world, they're looking at the sun
Well, Jesus is
coming
the
to an
light
end.
of the world.
Jesus is the light of the world. He is the Son of God. So this is still also a return of the light. This is a return of the sun. So it's uh, all kind of goes hand in hand. Um, I completely lost my train of thought on that.
Yeah, I don't know where you're going. We
Uh,
are not together. I'm sorry, guys.
no, we are together. We're just not firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, no, we are
Let's
not
let's
firing
let's
on
throw
cylinders.
that. Let's put that out there properly. Come on, now.
I am putting down the law next year that we are not filming on the weeks of major holidays because honestly, we are completely fried at this point.
Yeah, yeah. It's one of those things of say, open your own business, and when you love what you work, you never work a day, and all that kind of happy stuff. I guarantee you, whether you love what you do or not, if you own your own business, you never stop working.
And like Tuesday was slammed all day, and I was working solo. Like,
Yeah, yeah. You were solo. I was working a restaurant shift all day. I was bent over as well. It was,
plus then we had we had to cook and everything for Wednesday and get everything prepared for Christmas
yeah,
Wednesday and Thursday.
yeah.
If we were sitting at all the last 2 days, we were like passed out.
We passed it. Lord, I missed half the Christmas movies I like watching.
Yeah, and now you don't get to watch them for another year because if I hear one more goddamn Christmas Carol, I'm going to ruin it somebody's life. If I hear Jingle Bells or any of that
I'm
shit,
ring someone's jingle neck.
I almost yeeted a child out of the car today for trying to sing something. I was like, absolutely the fuck not.
Nope, it's over. um, but yeah, so we look at the return of the sun on it. We look at the promises of renewal and refreshment. Um, we get to re-energize, but the earth itself is so it's a spiritual look at it and um, a physical world look at it because from here on the days start getting longer. The sun gets a little warmer. We get a little closer. Climate gets better. We're gearing up towards the agricultural times of the year. Pretty soon it's going to be in bulk, which it's when you would start planting. You let the cattle back out and you start planting the planting and the harvest and all that stuff. It starts real early.
Yep.
So
Get those seeds
get
now.
them seeds. Let's go. Get the warmth back in. Get this chill out of the air. I've had my one snowstorm over the year. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good if we don't get like gross anymore.
Yeah,
I don't like wet.
true. That's facts. And then you get damp to the core. Um, but these are the kind of things that we see this
Speaking of
season.
speaking of damp to the core to the UPS driver, I hope every dark room you walk into has Legos on the floor. Thank you.
Oh, what goes on the floor?
Legos.
Oh, there's Legos on the floor in every dark room. Yes. Yeah, as we were getting ready to come into the shop to record, Jess found a package from her brother that had been set into a giant mud puddle, torn apart by raccoons, all because they didn't feel they had to.
Put it on the covered porch.
Yeah. And there's an unfortunate, and if it's our normal mailman, he knows better.
Oh, it
He
was the
drives.
UPS driver.
Oh, it was
It was
UPS. Oh, that's
UPS.
even. Oh, I thought you said USPS.
No.
See, I'm not hearing right.
In fact, it was probably our normal mail carrier that found it in a ditch on his way up and probably
And
shoved
up
it
there.
and put
Yeah.
it up there.
But like, it's a Jess's sweatshirt's now all caked in mud, trying to just pick it up. There was a lot of books in there that are now completely ruined. So who knows? Maybe one of our first episodes of next month will be jar work, and
Right.
there might be a UPS driver in a jar. We'll see.
But
But speaking of, we've said this multiple times. We are going to be taking the next couple of months off. Today starts the break. I will be still launching episodes. We're going to launch some older episodes, ones that some of you may not have gotten the opportunity to hear and don't feel like going back in the catalog and starting from the beginning. Um, or I'll just do like a little blurb, something small to get through the month so you don't forget all about us. But we're gonna go quasi dark for a little while we figure out what we want to do for you for season 2. I've been getting a lot of emails about people looking to place their clients in for interviews. Um, I've had at least one or two of you listeners who have sent contact information to people about people who you think would be interesting for us to interview. I don't know if we're the interview kind of
but
podcast,
I
but it
mean
is an interesting way to get other views and other thoughts in here.
we've had guests on the podcast. We just wouldn't necessarily. I don't know if we would do it interview style or if we would just have a conversation like we've done in the past.
Yeah, and that's where it becomes a little different because the ones we have had on, they've been friends of ours for a while.
Yeah.
So it does turn into a conversation rather than a Q&A.
But even when we were first on Anna Arlene, that was still more of a conversation than an interview from them when we were like, and we weren't friends with them yet.
There were questions and talking points.
Yeah, but it wasn't like.
But I also think that's just because they're such wonderful, wonderful ladies that you just instantly feel like you're at home and want to conversate.
Yeah,
and just answer questions. Like I think that was.
But
I think that was as much.
The questions and talking points were more to drive the conversation forward.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm not sure I know how to do that. Be like, go, beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, I just look at you and tell you to shut up. That's how we work.
That's how we work.
If we're gonna ask somebody questions, we need to shut up long enough for them to answer them. Pat, shut up.
Honestly, we do love each other.
It's just been what, damn near 16 years at this point.
15, yeah, 15 years.
If
you're not comfortable enough to threaten your partner after 15 years, you're even in a relationship,
right?
Don't take relationship advice from us, guys. Please, God, don't.
Ours works for us. Whatever you guys do, that's on you.
Exactly. So we're going to look into bringing in some new topics. We mentioned in the cryptids and fae, or aliens and fae, oh my, episode that we're going to do kind of a deeper dive into things like starseeds and the Pleiadians.
Pleiadians.
Listen, I'm just glad I didn't say placentians. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna delve into concepts like twin flames and tell you why they're toxic. We're gonna piss some people off next season, but you know what? Rage bait gets clicks.
That's true. At the same time, we'll probably bring back some episodes on our gods or the gods in general.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really great topics in that, and as we've been saying all along, as reconstructionists, knowing the gods and the lore is a very important thing to us, so we'll probably bring that back. We're looking at, through the shop, running another not scavenger hunt, when you go to places and you harvest like the herbs and the weeds and stuff.
Foraging.
We're looking at doing a shop trip for to the cemetery as a secondary return to kind of topic of a class. If you remember, we did the quietest neighbors ever episode talking about graveyard etiquette, and that stemmed from a class that we did that people found very interesting. But the second part of that class was a trip to a local cemetery where we practiced the in and outs, where we practiced like all that kind of good stuff as part of the like, okay, we learned it this week. Now next week we're going to go do it. It was a practical application kind of a thing. So we're looking, and we've had some requests of people asking to go.
Yeah, my
And do
urban
that
crystal
again.
class students are interested in doing it again.
So we're going to be doing that. Maybe we'll be able to incorporate that into an episode of the podcast and kind of touch them back and forth a little bit, bring in some of the important stuff. Perhaps it's a an episode on the proper ways to forage,
Ethical foraging
ethical
techniques.
foraging, and we just do little video snippets of some of the stuff
Yeah.
there. We'll be keeping it very respectful if we do this, and we won't show any tombstones.
Yeah.
We won't show the cemetery gates. You won't be able to know where we're at unless you know.
And we typically, when we do cemetery foraging, we typically are not as far away from the graves as possible. We have some spots that we know of that are secluded and away from actual burial sites. So we're not walking over people's graves to grab some pine cones. Like, that's just not how we roll.
Exactly. Because if you remember the episode, it's all about respect when you're doing that because you're entering somebody else's house.
Yeah.
Right. So let's go over some of the other things that we talked about. I do have the list pulled up here. We started with, hi, my name is
Slim Shady.
I think next season, episode 1 is going to have to be entitled "Look Who's Back."
Back again.
And there might have to be a running theme for episode 1's one of the seasons.
Are we going to do Eminem's?
We're going to do. I think we're going to do Eminem songs for the title of each episode 1 of a season. It makes sense.
I like it.
Weird way. So we talked about let there be light and how to start the practice. And for a lot of this, it was concentrating around cleansing and protecting.
Because that's what we stress so hard with our customers, with our students. If you cannot cleanse yourself and you cannot protect yourself, you have no business doing anything else.
Yeah. We discussed herbs and crystals. That one was really kind of an episode that
was a long one. That one
that highlighted a lot of what was to come. I think that was like a 2.5, almost 3-hour episode.
That might be good for
that might be good for a relaunch. I could break it into 2
parts. Break it into 2 parts and launch for. Because we're getting into the new year. Oh, bang your pots and pans.
Bang your pots and pans at New Year's. There's a whole lot of really fun traditions on. Let's get to that at the end here after we go.
Yeah, because you just taught a class on New Year's.
I just taught a class on this. There's a few things I could bring up. At the very least, some interesting things, right?
Yeah.
So next came the voices, and this was where we were starting our spiritual path. We discussed the Reconstructionists versus the Neo-Pagans. We explained mythology and UPG and stressed the importance of both of them.
And learning how to do discernment.
Yes, because, it could be voices in your head or it could be a god.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't tell the difference.
And teaching yourself discernment is how you learn to tell the difference.
Our 4th episode, we did a little bit of we pulled an audible. Do we remember what that is, Jess?
A what?
An audible?
No.
Yeah, that was also our first YouTube short, was me realizing that not everybody understands the term audible, which is in football, when you get up to the line of scrimmage, you need to change the play because the defense looks like it's going to be onto you. You call an audible. I felt like such a dumbass. I think such a common.
I was like, "What are you talking about?"
And instead of
again, I'm like, "What?"
And again, see, here we go, just a few months later, and she's forgetting already. But so we had to pull a fast one, and instead of doing an episode on sex magic, we did it on the holidays of the first part of February, which was like the shortest month, and they crammed so much in there.
Yeah,
which is why we came up with the inappropriate title of "Cram It In There." I don't think well on my feet sometimes. We had various throughout the year. Am I the Asshole Spellcraft Edition
Yeah.
episodes? Unfortunately, those are going to be going away.
And we're replacing that with pissing you off with shit like starseeds are eugenics.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have our fun replacing those. I honestly, it was an attempt to jump on the bandwagon. Maybe we were a little too honest that we were just jumping on the popularity train, but maybe this just isn't the place. You know, Sarah said to me the other day when she was here for guest readings, she was like, you know, that's kind of nice though. Like you throw these things in as filler and as ways to try to lure other people in. But that's not what your people want to hear. They want to hear the other stuff.
They want to hear the soap and water removes the stank shit. They want to close the gate, lock the door.
Cleanse and protect.
Yeah.
They're here for the meat and the potatoes. They don't really care about.
But let's face it, we did put the Am I the Asshole in there to give ourselves a break, too.
Yeah.
Like, again, you work 2 jobs. We own our own business. We have children. Like, we're busy. So every once in a while, having a fluff episode is okay.
This is true. And next time we have a fluff episode, I'm just going to get one of our buddies to come in and he'll just dance on screen a little bit for you. Nothing like that. Don't get your head out of the gutter.
I know, Sean.
Not like that. Kind of throw his business out there like that. I'm just talking like a happy little leprechaun. Anywho,
are you saying a leprechaun because he's short?
No, I'm saying leprechaun because for some reason in my head this is going to happen in March.
The St. Patrick's Day episode is going to be John.
Oh, there's one to piss people off. Let's do a St. Patty's Day. Let's do a St. Patrick's episode.
Only if we can drink Guinness while we do it.
We most certainly can.
Okay, then yes, I am down.
At 9 o'clock in the morning. But yes, we can.
We can actually record it on like a Monday where we can do it in the afternoon.
That's not a bad idea. Okay, yeah, I'm down. That's always a fun one. And I learned some really interesting things about good old St. Patty last year when I was doing a class on him. So that'll be perfect for that.
Yeah. See, we're getting our shit together already. Look at us. We
talked about
St. Patrick's Day is on a Tuesday, so we could even do it on St. Patrick's Day. Oh, you're going to be so busy at the bar.
I work Tuesdays at the restaurant. Thankfully, though, it's the lunch shift. So I go from 10.
Yeah, you'll be out of there before the idiots get really going.
Unless they ask me to stay and extend it just in case. Anyway, I'm saying that a lot this episode. Anyway, we talked about, check your pockets. They stole our shit, or did they? And this was one that was This was one that was much less controversial than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I thought people were going to get really mad.
I thought y'all were going to send us hate mail, death threats, and kind of all that good stuff. I was expecting a pop-it to get sent to us.
Maybe they just didn't listen to it.
They may not have. And this was, of course, the one where we talked about Christianity stealing pagan holidays. Yeah, they didn't. But they did. Except the ones they actually stole are the ones that people don't give a crap about.
Yeah, ones nobody
hear about it on the holidays. Even though they're the ones that were stolen, but the ones that weren't stolen, we hear all the shit about. Stuff like yesterday. Yesterday being Christmas. We're recording the day after Christmas, in case you haven't figured it out. The Christmas tree, that's a pagan thing, they stole it. Or he wasn't even born in December, they stole it. Well, not really. The Christmas tree can be very easily explained with, as families converted, they brought their traditions with them. Right? The fact that Jesus was most likely not born in December, that goes back to the arrogance of an emperor. So there's a lot of things that can be out there.
Yeah, it wasn't because he was trying to steal pagan traditions. He just wanted everyone to celebrate his birthday.
Well, his birthday and his former god's feast and celebration.
Yeah.
Because he made sure it lined up with Saturn's feast of Saturnalia. So, there's always going to be these little things. And like I said, it was taken much better. I thought you guys were going to crucify us for it and all that kind of good stuff. But thank you for not. I really do appreciate that. It means that some people out there, and most people out there probably don't have this.
I think
I must be a victim.
I think a lot of they stole our shit outrage is just chronically online rage bait.
Probably.
To be honest, like
Yeah,
it's just people on Witch Talk like trying to get like clicks and views.
Yeah, I ran into one yesterday that was saying that the Christmas tree was 1800s Schnazi propaganda, and it's like, they weren't founded until 1920. They weren't around in the 1800s. So how is it their propaganda? So there's a lot of ridiculousness out there, I guess, is the main part of it.
Yeah, and he falls for Witch Talk rage bait every goddamn time.
No, it's not Witch Talk Rage Bait. I don't really get too deep in it. Every now and then it pops up. I've separated from Witch Talk fairly nicely.
Yeah.
Mine's just mostly political talk. There's so many really stupid people out there on both sides of the fence, guys. Let's not get that twisted. Both sides are full of flipping idiots that would rather scream for their side rather than learn a thing. So do me a favor and learn a thing. Anyway, so we're talking about a lot of ridiculousness out there that cuts us over to
Field of Flags is
painted red, where we talked about a lot of the red flags of choosing your healer, your reader, your metaphysical shop,
your mentors,
your mentors, teacher. And oh, buddy, is there a lot of them. There's a lot of them. We touched on this throughout the year also. Cleansing, protecting, and this, and the gods.
Being careful who you allow into your spiritual space.
Yeah, these were the topics that kept popping up throughout the year for very good reasons. So that tends to mean it's fairly important.
Yeah.
Fairly important. We recently, since that episode, we had a kid who comes in here fairly regularly just to talk out life.
Yeah, he just needs a sounding board.
He needs a sounding board. He needs a little support. We do, a reading every now and then. And I did all of that free of charge. If somebody wants to sit down and talk, if it's not interrupting my work for the day, there's going to be no charge for it. Understand, I'm not a therapist, so anything I tell you is just casual advice from a dude.
Yeah.
But, we'd been talking these out for a long time, and all of a sudden he decided to go to a different shop
to get a reading.
The south side area of Pittsburgh and get a reading. Next thing he knows, boom, he's thousands of dollars down because you have a curse. You have a demon.
Do you need to do this? Do you need to do that?
Do this and and when he told them, like, I just can't afford this anymore. I can't afford that. They responded with, well, why don't you go take out a personal loan?
Take out a personal loan for an uncrossing is insane. That is crazy.
What's really insane is I found out when looking into this shop, because I'd never heard of them, which tells you something. They've been around a lot longer.
Yeah, they've been around for a hot minute.
And
now we know why. They can afford their rent for 6 months on one person.
Yeah. But if the ones who, I would like to consider us legit. If the legit shops don't know about the place, there's something that right there tells you something. But not only that, but they're a chain. They're a chain based out of Miami. The hell is their metaphysical chains?
Yeah,
like Walmart?
Yeah, right? Like, are we doing metaphysical Walmart now?
Unbelievable. So, add that to the red flags. If it's a chain and it's not like a local chain where they just
have two stores.
Two stores.
Which even the local chain that we had, like, there was one store that had 2 stores. They sold the second one. Like they had 2 stores for maybe 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
And then they were like, nah, this is crazy.
I don't blame them.
And sold one of the stores to, like, I think one of their employees or something like that. Like, it was somebody.
That's right. And we've joked about that, where it's like, oh, Menagerie 2.0 will go here. In the back of my head, like, I would already start screaming, like, I know it's a joke, but oh, God.
No, the only thing that would happen is us moving. I don't want to move this crap. We've got too much shit.
Yeah. So, we talked about decolonizing our path with don't just listen, or don't just hear, but listen. Talking about the importance of looking in deep, listening to indigenous voices. And that's indigenous as in, like,
indigenous in the
full sense of the word, not just what we've
not just North American First Nations, but indigenous populations, whether they be indigenous to Norway or Italy or Greece or Russia, or like listen to the people who have traditions built on the land that those gods are coming from.
Exactly. The Ask-A-Witch. I would like to bring this back again.
I would like to do this again. That was a lot of fun.
That was a huge amount of fun. I'm going to need more of you to bring out questions. I think of the 12 questions we had, I think 5 or 6 of them came from one person. So,
right.
So we need you to get more involved in that one and send us the things that you want to hear. Maybe not even like straight up like questions, but maybe topics of conversation that you would like to hear coming from multiple different sources. So, Baggy in a Bowl just talked about herbs.
Yep.
We talked about how we can have modern solutions to witchcraft and not just sticking traditionally to this specific herb or this specific rock at this certain time, and how we can do that now in a modern way to connect in with modern life.
Including using modern tools.
Yeah.
So many people ask me how I write on a bay leaf, for example. And I'm like, a Sharpie. It's the only thing that actually prints onto the bay leaf.
Yeah.
And doesn't crumble it and stays. I'm like,
ain't rocket surgery.
Well, and you're like, how they didn't have Sharpies back in the day. No, they had liquid ink. They didn't have ballpoint pens either. So, like,
exactly.
They just would take their finger, like a softer item, a brush, a finger, what have you, and dip it in the ink. It's not that deep, guys.
See, and I guess this is where, I guess it's good early on we kind of made the distinction of the other world, the spiritual world, and the physical or the green world, because at the end of the day, personally, I look at them things very differently. The spiritual aspect of it reconstructions, going back to the myths, back in time, essentially. Whereas with the physical world and with and the witchcraft, so that's the paganism. This is the witchcraft. Times change, tools change. We need to change with them. So I'm very much more modern when it comes to my green world practice
right
than with spiritual.
Well, and I understand people will like to use. I mean, I personally like to use a mortar and pestle for small things. I like to be able to sit there and concentrate on my intentions and things like that. I think I make it part of the ritual. But if I am making a large batch of something,
prime example, my self-burning incense.
Yeah, the incense that we sell at the shop. I'm taking a designated food processor, coffee grinder, spice grinder, whatever, that has been blessed and dedicated to this purpose. But you don't think a 14th century witch would be like, what is this? This is amazing.
Yeah. You gotta remember, at one point, a mortar and pestle
was technology.
That was top-notch, high-end technology.
So, they would be all for using modern tools.
Yep.
Especially for large batch items. They'd be like, you mean I don't have to spend next 3 hours sitting here with all of my herbs? I can just go.
I mean, it's true. It is true.
And that also leans into a lot of these more convenient solutions also increase accessibility for people with disabilities.
Yep.
Chronic illnesses, what have you, people who can't sit there for an hour with their rosemary going.
I mean, in all honesty, I'm not going to sit here and say I have a disability and I'm able, but
arthritis.
The arthritis in my hands would never allow me to get through a full batch of incense in one day if I had to.
Yeah.
So I feel that. And if my frustration is just such a minor degree, I can only imagine what it's like for them.
And you don't like our advice or you don't agree with it, fight us. Or keep scrolling, then it's not for you. I don't play the what about bean soup bullshit. You don't like it, don't use it.
Well, okay, I'm gonna alter that a little bit. Don't fight us. Don't fight us.
I mean, argue with us.
We don't need a witch war. Yeah. Debate us.
Debate us.
We don't need a witch war starting off.
No. We are well open to debate about the topic, but I will not play Bean Soup Theory.
Yeah. Also, don't scroll on by. Stick with. We might actually say something at some point that you like and want to stay in.
I'm saying we're making you that mad that it's ruining your day because we're like, a food processor is fine in certain contexts. Maybe today isn't the day to listen.
No, but come back tomorrow.
We come back tomorrow when you're in a better mood. It's like maybe today you need to put it down.
So then from there we talked about our gods.
Yep.
You know, we brought them into our practice. You with Loki, and you kicked me off of our show for an episode. And regardless, I think that was one of the better ones. I really enjoyed listening to that one.
Again, the guests made that one. I didn't have to do a whole lot of heavy lifting on that one.
Fair. We talked about the Morrigan, which is always near and dear to my heart. As of right now, still the number one rated episode.
The Morrigan?
Yep.
She's a fucking attention whore. That's why. I say this is a Lokian.
I can't believe you said that.
Yeah, right in front of her.
We're fighting. We're fighting now.
Okay, but we're fighting, but she is the candle we have for her, one of our most popular.
Yep.
Her statuary, one of our most popular. Like her oracle deck, no, she's an attention whore.
Not an attention whore. She's just that important to the movement of the time.
She's a hoe.
Listen, kid.
Like, I'll fight. That's fine.
Go lose to Thanos again.
Ew. No, we don't play Marvel here.
Oh, we're playing Marvel on this one.
Oh, you fucking asshole. You're just mad that my god has a multi-billion-dollar franchise.
I wouldn't say mad. It'd be kind of nice to see a little bit more representation in literature and pop culture. But then again, I would just get mad because they would get it wrong.
Yeah, you would just be mad that they got it wrong instead of
like
just...
I've often thought, like, man, Vikings was a cool show.
It's awful.
I wish they could do something like that for like the Irish.
And then you just get
be
mad.
A little bit more, spend a little more. I missed it when they moved away from like the gods and stuff like that with Vikings. So like, if they could do that with like the ancient Irish and keep the gods in there a little bit more. But no, I would just end up sitting there screaming at the TV. That's bullshit. Yeah, it's not what it was. I know me.
Yeah. Well, and I love how you've often asked me like my opinion on like the Marvel depiction of Loki, and I'm like, I don't care because I understand that it's fiction.
Yeah.
Like I understand that this is a man-made work of fiction, so it doesn't bother me.
I mean, it might be man-made work of fiction, but I guarantee you the actual Loki takes that image a lot of the time.
Well, yeah, because it's one that is familiar to people.
Well, not just that though, but I mean they did a great job casting.
Yeah, I mean, and like Loki likes to be sexy, and look at Tom.
Yeah,
like
he looks the part, throws on that. Like, I definitely see Loki as being one of those gods who happily changed with the times as the times changed.
Oh yeah,
he's not wearing fur overcoats and a giant horned helmet. He's wearing a 3-piece Brooks Brothers suit. Rocking.
Let's face it, he's wearing Armani. Okay. Pretty sure Tom's in Armani and Dolce & Gabbana.
Okay, sorry, I go fancy enough. See, and we think the Morrigan is an attention whore, and we're over here. That's not a good enough soup.
It's not a good enough soup for him.
See what I mean, people? You're on my side. I know you are. It's okay.
It's okay.
Comment below, Team Morrigan or Team Loki. Let's see where we get. Now, that works for other creators, right?
Right.
Or I'm just a chubby 30-year-old. I bet you wouldn't even say hi. Comment below.
I see that, like, nothing will make me scroll by a video faster.
I can think of one thing that will make me scroll by faster than
AI.
two things that will make me. And no, I can't even say AI because I'm an idiot and can't tell the difference most of the time. I've brought multiple TikToks to you going like, dude, check this out. You're like, it's AI, you dumbass. Nope, there's one other thing, and that is if this is falling on your For You page, this message is for you. Shut up. No, it's not.
That's not how algorithms work. Shut the fuck up.
Maybe that's something we should start adding into our YouTube shorts, and fingers crossed next year TikTok, little videos of that's like a complete obvious mockery.
If you're seeing this message today, then this message is for you. And it is, you need to go back and listen to season 1. Like, comment, and share.
I love it. Let's see. We talked about the greatest time of the year, Halloween, and both the historical and spiritual basis is Bayside, basically whatever is behind them.
Bases. I honestly lost track of what you're saying. I just completely dissociated for a minute.
Talking about where Halloween came from. The Cryptid Fairy and Alien, we almost cut that episode. We had like 6 other episodes we thought last minute to try to throw in there. It almost got cut, but I'm really glad we didn't. It wasn't as in-depth as I think we originally wanted it to be.
But we were filming on Thanksgiving, so you got what you got.
I had fun with it, though. I thought it was a fun discussion.
Yeah.
And it led us to the idea of, let's have some hot rage bait episodes. Although I think maybe next year we might pick like 1 or 2 cryptids and kind of deep dive it a little bit more.
As long as it's not fucking Sasquatch.
I don't understand your hate against Bigfoot.
You inspired it. It's 15 years of you and Sasquatch being a whole ass thing.
Can we tell a story about us driving down this?
No.
Okay, so check this out.
He used to watch Finding Bigfoot like all the time. It was his day off. That was on
hilarious. There was a guy named Bobo,
and that's why nobody takes cryptozoology seriously, because it's assholes like named like fucking Bobo.
Bobo was a nice guy. I don't need you slandering him on our platform. Anywho, so I would watch this all the time, and I actually got banned from watching it leading up to bed because apparently I would do call outs in the middle of the night in my sleep.
It was awful.
But so there was one thing that they would always say, like as they're going around an area, like, I don't know, it's pretty squatchy. It's pretty squatchy here. Well, this area's really, really squatchy. So
every time we drive from Asheville to Myrtle Beach to visit my parents,
randomly going down the highway, and I'd look out longingly at the trees. In the rare occasion where I'm not driving, okay, most of the time I drove. When I wasn't driving, I would longingly stare at the trees. And go, hey, Jess. Yeah, it's pretty squatchy. 10 minutes later, along the same lines.
Think about a kid asking, "Are we there yet?" for a straight hour, but it's squatchy out here for a straight hour. Nothing.
Do you think it's squatchy out here? I think it's squatchy.
Nothing prepared me for children more than Patrick.
Yes.
And that's in all the worst ways possible. And I mean that as unkindly as possible.
Wow. I see how it is.
I'm really looking forward to Sunday.
Me too.
He has a solid 7 days where he isn't in danger of murder.
Facts. We'll have to find one or 2 other cryptids that we can annoy her enough with to get to that same point.
Mothman would be fun.
Mothman would be fun, but I think it's one of those things like
everybody does Mothman.
I think Mothman would be fun if we got to go to the Mothman Festival.
Yeah.
So maybe we tie that into it, and then we can write off all the expenses from that trip.
Bridgewater Triangle?
Now, that's an interesting one.
Yeah.
the Bridgewater Triangle, the Alaskan
Because
Triangle.
don't they also have what's one of the cryptids in the Bridgewater Triangle we were talking about? The little like pygmy
Pukwudgie.
The Pukwudgie. Thank you.
Dude, that's a really fun story. Can I tell the story real quick?
Yeah, you can do it.
All right, cool. So I did this in Mythology Monday. So essentially, the early times of New England area, I think like the Massachusetts, Boston type areas. And I can't remember the name of the giant at this point, so I'm not even going to pretend to try to butcher it. But early man and early tribes there, they were big fans of this massive giant because he helped create the land, right? Like his button print would make a oh no,
Lake.
that was
Paul
with Paul
Bunyan.
Bunyan. But there were things like his footsteps and stuff like that would help build harbors, or he would move chunks of earth and create islands, little things like that. And then there was these little beings called the Pukwudgie who were about 3 feet tall. Think porcupine meets Green Goblin, right? And they all got along until man started becoming much closer with the giant and almost worshiping, and Pukwudgie got jealous. So Pukwudgie started pulling pranks, luring people out of the way, throwing sand in their eye, little things like this. Nothing really all that harmful. Well, man was complaining to the giant's wife, who told him about it. And he's like, no, screw this. Like, that's some bullshit. He calls all the Pukwudgie into a meeting. And instead of having a meeting with them, he just scoops them up. And like, almost like as a kid with a handful of sand, does like an arching throw like that. And they go everywhere. They scatter all the way up into Canada, in like the Newfoundland, no, not Newfoundland, New Brunswick areas. I don't think they went as far as Nova Scotia. Down through Maine, and then all the way up over into the Ojibwe lands of Minnesota,
Michigan.
Wisconsin, Michigan, down to Illinois.
Basically, they got scattered through the entire
like
Great Lakes region.
Everywhere. Some of them have made it back into the New England areas, and they have become quite dangerous. And they've now gone to the point of people will go disappearing. They'll get pushed off of cliffs. They do all these kind of the little things, and that's part of the mystique of the triangle. Because like, okay, well, are people getting lost because of reasons, or are they getting unalived because of Pukwudgie?
Like, are they getting lost because they suck at hiking, or are they dying because Pukwudgies are assholes?
Exactly. But it also depends on what region you're looking at. So if you're looking at like the Minnesota Ojibwe area over there, they are kind of like the originals, right? They're a little trickstery, but they're okay.
Generally
harmless. And they'll help you out, if you absolutely need it. Ask politely. I never recommend asking for help from any kind of land spirit, creature, or anything of the such. That's just not smart. When you look at the upstate New York versions of the Pukwudgie, they were more of, avoid these guys because they can be assholes if they take what you say as a slight, which makes sense. And then again, the New England aspect where this is where like the biggest assholes came back, like, let's go. They're just dicks. They're dangerous all out, flat out. Stay away.
Yep.
So maybe that
might be a fun one. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll air into the triangle a little bit. I think that's a good one to do.
Yeah, I found that one pretty interesting.
We may want to make that one like towards the end of the year next year, so it gives us a whole lot of time to do
to
casual research and books and all that kind of good stuff. So essentially, what you're going to find is we'll take the things that we want to really get into and put them in the later part of the season. The early part of the season will be more conversational, maybe more interview.
Yeah.
Round table, just because that's easier to get through than learn about these big topics.
Yeah.
And that brings us to now.
Yeah.
That was a year and a quick review. It was a quick year.
Yeah, it flew. I'm still like in a state of shell shock right now, and yeah.
Agreed. All right, guys. This is going to be it. We're signing off for a good 2 months. We will see you in March.
Yep.
We Really appreciate everybody who has listened over this year, whether you are previously close friends who are just supporting us, customers who are supporting us, or
Complete strangers.
complete strangers who happen upon us. Thank you guys so much. This is definitely something that I don't think we realized we would enjoy doing as much as we do.
Yeah.
And you guys are the ones that are giving us the ability to do that. So we appreciate you. We'll miss you.
And we'll see you on the flip side.
We'll see you soon. Until next time.